One, two, three, four. Friday. One, two. One, two, three, four left. We're in good shape. We're getting farther and farther. Okay. Oh, shit. I don't know what that was. We want... Oh, maybe I don't even need to do that. Hi, Foozy. I should have just did that. Sorry, I was posting something too and it didn't work. It froze. This one is going to be for the Leo Summer Action Steps. I had to make a copy, get my crap together, center. I do want to clear the energy though. Make sure we have a good, clear energy from the Virgo. Stay focused, centered, just on my Leos. It's one of my favorite smells in the whole world, and I love it. Alright, are we gonna start? Guy, welcome. Tono and Bryce, welcome. Okay, so I just want to give it 1 second. Okay, let's clear the energy here. So we stay focused on my Leo. Welcome, Lily. Alright, can I have a gratitude card for my Leos for the month of December? Something. Truly sacred rest is soul care. We honor quiet time alone. We intentionally step away from the chaos of life. We unplug from noise and distractions. We relish moments of tranquility. Pause, shed a layer, and recalibrate. I'm a Leo too, and let me tell you, that's what I've been learning to do, that intentional space, those intentional moments, even if you can only get to 2 minutes, to 5 minutes, to whatever it is, but being intentional in those moments, we get back to that still point, and that's where we truly can manifest our greatest desires. Pearl, that, Mia, and Shabnam, welcome. Alright, can I have... Sorry, I set them too far away. I have a big desk, but it seems to get smaller and smaller every day. Oh, there's so much going on. Okay, let's just clear the energy. Meninder, welcome. Emma, Bema, welcome. Alright, can I have... Clear this energy. We're focused on our Leos. GP, welcome. Can I have a self-care card for my Leos for the month of December? Something to focus on. What happens when this domestic life grows suspect? What have you grown tired of in your life? Where do you feel bored? What if these sensations were opportunities to reimagine the roles you're playing? It's so true. And that's where that pause, shed a layer, recalibrate. We've been making that time. We've been learning how to recalibrate, how to shed that layer, to understand what it is we want to keep and what we want to get rid of. We're at that space where we're moving forward no matter what. And now it's just understanding what thought point, where we're moving forward from, how we're moving forward, and learning what we're taking with us as we go, right? Welcome, Lolita. Okay, can I have a creativity oracle for my Leos for the month of December? Something to focus on, something to boost their creativity. That was 3. Okay. We got free associate. Allow the first thing that comes into your mind without self-censorship to bestow a vision upon you. And then we have angel number 71. So there's always going to be a little extra angel number there. Marley, welcome. Kendra, welcome. And Sophia, welcome. Allow the first thing that comes to your mind without self-censorship to bestow a vision upon you. Don't stay focused on all the things that you're trying to think, and don't overthink them, because you lose. Sometimes you lose it in that moment when you try to overthink what it means. Just allow it to place the vision, because that's how your desires come about. That's how those big dreams, those big goals show up. Sometimes we don't recognize it, but when we try to get too meticulous or too overly crazy with it, we don't allow that moment where we just get the vision. You can always break that vision down and find ways to get closer to it after, but that initial flash, that initial vision that's your soul saying, this is where we want to go. This is the area. We don't have the steps to get there, but this is the dream. So let's just sit with that for a moment without judging it, and just let it sit, let it sink in. And then we have greener pasture, welcome, and duck, I think it's duck, welcome. And then nature, go out in nature as much as you can, for its pure creativity can teach you everything you need to know. And then also angel number 72. So we got 71, 72, they were right in order. Then we got explore, trust your imagination to help you journey through your inner landscape to find what you seek. We're always on that journey inward. We're always focusing. But we want to make sure that we're getting out in nature so we can see all the things around us and allow that vision, just whatever flashes to our mind, to take place. Explore, not just your inner world, your outer world. Get excited and understand it's all an adventure. Welcome, Woodback. And then angel number 8. Of course, that's abundance, karma, all the great things. The constant cycles, the infinity, but it's still cycles. Learning when to release, when to step into the next one, and what to take with you in each of those steps is pretty important. Pardon me. All right. Welcome, Dave and Eden. Can I have a Starseed Oracle for my Leos for the... You're not alone. Ooh, I sense a calling of the soul tribe. Welcome, Dot. I don't know what the name is, but we're going to go with Dot. You're not alone. Angel number 130 also could be... a good angel number to look up. All right. Isolation, physical connection, and community. Devika, welcome. The older the soul, the deeper the cave. Many starseeds and old souls enjoy their own company. Spending time alone can be comforting and necessary for their vitality, as it allows them to commune with their soul and fill up their energetic resources, especially if they have an underactive or open root chakra or find it hard being human. Many starseeds find it more nourishing to retreat than to spend their time in meaningless conversations and relationships. However, we must remember that we're not here to go about this life alone. Humans are pack animals, and we all need the love, company, and support of others, both emotionally and physically. In our increasingly online world, we can be connected to more people and yet feel more alone and isolated than ever. There's still so much we don't know about the energetic side effects of the things like social media. With so many people knowing our news, what is it doing to our auric field? Commonly, we find ourselves in constant conversation, yet lacking the genuine connection of physical community and touch. Pardon me. The main message of this card is to step out of your cave and physically reach out to those in your life, to replenish when you need to, but not isolate yourself. This could be seeing friends and family who live nearby or having regular catch-up walk with someone. In what ways can you open yourself up to the people who are physically in your life, those you truly know? How can you reach out to people in your life physically? Welcome, Romy and Marie. You've been sitting alone for a while. You've been going through isolation, which everybody needs that time. You got to sort through what's going on, and you have to learn to peel back those layers. Leos, it's time to get out and about, and I can't say nothing because I'm just as bad. I'm always working and doing this and doing that and staying crazy busy, but getting out and actually doing all of the things outdoors, sometimes, especially in the winter, I'm a hibernator, so I can't really, there's no judgment whatsoever, is all I'm trying to say. And when we understand that and we learn to trust ourselves, but we also got to push ourselves because we can't stay in our comfort zone. We've been doing the work. And how are we going to find our soul tribe? How are we going to find our people if we're staying locked up, right? So finding that balance and knowing how to come back and refill your cup so you don't get drained too easily is really important. So when we learn that space and learn that balance, that's when we really come into a greater space of manifesting. That's too many, Spirit. Awakening, yeah, I had a feeling, but that's too many. Just give me one or two, okay? For my Leos, well, I said just give me 2 and you gave me 4. That was just being spiteful, but that's okay. We got trust your path. This is a story. They wanted story time, and that's that. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Trust it. And then, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Trust your path and just be yourself. Just show up who you are. Your people will find you. And then we have, you've been training for this for lifetimes. You've been doing the work. You've been sorting it out. You've been understanding. You've been connecting with yourself and your spirit team. You already know your path. Your soul knows your path. So you're just trusting yourself to take the steps that align with it. And when you listen to your gut and your connection with spirit, you can step out boldly and trust. And then the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. When you trust your path and you just be yourself and understand that you've been training for this for lifetimes. You've been practicing. You've been learning the good, the bad, the ugly. You already know you're past the initiation. You're walking right through it. And you're going to pass it with flying colors because you've been doing the work. Welcome, Rosa and Sarah. Just don't dim yourself to fit in. Understand that it's okay to have that pride. And when people say, people say Leo pride and all that, they kind of, they feel like, oh, I can't be prideful, I can't be this. You're allowed to be full of pride. You're allowed to be proud of yourself. Those are really good things. And finding that balance where you're having pride in yourself and you're celebrating your wins and all of that. Not being so prideful that you're afraid to learn or grow because you just know everything. There's that balance, right? And when you've learned that balance, you have to trust that you've learned that balance and move forward accordingly. That's where you're not dimming yourself. You know it's okay to be okay, that was quick. It's okay to be full of pride as long as we're not prideful. It's okay to celebrate our wins. And understand that we've already been learning the balance. But if we dim ourselves and we're in those moments, that's when we're going to miss our people, right? Our soul tribe, our people that are aligned, that fit just like us. They're going to walk right on by because they're not going to know, because we've been hiding ourselves, afraid to be proud of who we've become, who we've been working every single day to become. And then we have believe in the impossible, and the answers you need are coming. When you get quiet and you learn to listen, and I know sometimes the get quiet part is hard. It's not so much the quiet, it's the sitting in stillness, quieting your brain. You don't have to actually sit in stillness like meditation, although it is recommended. If you can, it's always better. But I'm also a single mom. I'm also all of the things, trying to create a business on my own, do all of the things from website to social media to all of the things. I have to do all of it, plus production of my actual business stuff. So I understand that sitting still and in stillness is an actual struggle, right? It's not something that it's like we really want to do it, but we have this and this and this and this, and we have to do it all ourselves. So finding that balance, and even that's why I say if we can just set up 2 minutes, commit to 2 minutes, just like we would a doctor's appointment or a business appointment. I'm committing this 5 minutes today, this 2 minutes today, and I'm going to sit quietly, and I'm not going to touch my phone. I'm not going to do work. I'm going to clear my brain of the worries, anxieties, and in this moment, I'm going to dream. I'm going to listen. I'm going to see what the universe is trying to tell me, because it's probably going to be something of my greatest next step. And that's what's really important. Welcome, Bubbles. Okay, and then feels like Leo's going fast today. Why is that? Like, it seems like time went really, really quickly right now. I feel like things are coming in. They're coming in quick, whether it may be ideas, themes, thoughts. Especially when you're someone who doesn't quite know how to slow down. I mean, this year has gone by crazy quick, but I mean, even from the last one that I just did to now, it feels very speedy, right? Like everything is flying through, which says to me that Leos, you got a lot of good things coming, and understanding that your people, your places, your things, they're coming. You're not alone. You're finding that balance between intentional moving and having to be rushed or pushed into something. You're pushing yourself, but you're pushing from a stable point, from a safe point, from a knowledgeable, wise point. So it feels rushed, but it feels quick, but it feels calm at the same time. It's such a, I think that's crown chakra. Yeah, you know, the people that I'm saying this, you know what I'm trying to explain. Absolutely know. It's like we feel like, it feels like everything's rushing at us, but we feel calm. Like we know we're going into it, and we know things are going to work out for the best. But it feels like it's coming quick. Even just from that reading to this reading, the whole energy just shifted, and that's wild. Welcome, Joey. Wow. All right, Spirit. Can I have one for my Leos? That's surprising the way that came in. So we're just letting everything come to us. That's like, it's coming quickly, but we're letting it come to us. Interesting. We're still getting out and we're living our life. We're not stopping anything, but we just know it's coming. We're sitting there in expectation, knowing it's coming, but we're still living life, doing the things. Thank you, Spirit. Third eye chakra. Are you trying to tell me a story again? Okay, well, I'm only gonna read 2 of these. I will slow down, but that's a lot, and I'm not. But this one's important. The third eye, because as it was coming to me, third eye is a lot. That's your knowing, right? If I can get to it, there we are. So we have the third eye chakra. So interesting the way that came in. The seat of wisdom and consciousness, intuition, imagination, seeing inner and outer worlds, limitlessness, and understanding. Connect with your third eye and transcend what you understand with your mind. Discover a deeper inner knowing through the interconnected web of all this and has been. Of all this is and has been. Sorry, my reading is not great today. You can tune into this wisdom at will, as and when you wish to. This wisdom is ancient yet pioneering. It is the creator of the free will we choose to weave from moment to moment. Be the observant witness. Allow the transcendence of duality without judgment. Be mindful, listen, and allow your unfurling intuition to unravel the paradoxes of reality. Chloe, welcome. And Rose, welcome. Examine limiting ideas, listen more, balance the left hemisphere's logical and analytical thinking with inner guidance and deeper wisdom. Take note of any thought patterns that may be holding you from your fullest potential through the mind-based fear and past experiences. You've already been sorting through it and processing it. Understand what's your thought and what's somebody else's. And then we have, I'm going to read the freedom one. I think you knew, you're telling a story. It was like, understand that when you connect to that space, that's where you find your freedom. Your mom, welcome. And then we're talking about furred and feather friends. I think I'm going to read this one too. And then our life force energy. That's where we start connecting to it and understanding it. But the way it's coming out is like, we're sitting in that fertility. We've been sorting through. We've gone through many deaths and transformations. We're finding that balance and learning how we step out. Welcome, Peyton. We're learning how we step out. We're trusting in what we know. We're trusting in the downloads. We're trusting in our guidance, our gut, our spirit team. I don't know why I always point up because it's in here, but our spirit team. We're just at that point where we're stepping out and we know that everything we step out into is already winning. It's already coming. It's coming quickly, but we're calm about it because we already know that it doesn't matter when it comes because we're doing the work and we're showing up. It's that knowing. And to get that knowing and that kind of trust, especially if you've grown up and struggled with the ability to trust, that feeling is a feeling that is very hard to describe, but once you feel it, you've done the work. You've done the work so thoroughly that you trust. I'm being called to read them both. Okay, all right, fine. Okay, freedom means living as you choose, with your wings and heart open, able to direct your reality as you want. Yeah, that's why they want me to read this, because I don't think I can even describe it. How I feel it. But I think this is going to be a little more helpful. To open and direct your reality as you want. The quest for freedom in one form or another seems innate. In Western culture, the path to freedom is often equated with money. Ironically, chasing wealth can have the opposite effect due to the lengths taken for it to be acquired. It is possible to weave a life in thriving alignment with our soul's calling while financially supporting our realities. You may picture freedom in its more extreme guises, but when we truly feel free, our lifestyles may not change drastically. It's more of a state of mind, and I think that, I think that's the feeling. It's pretty wild that it's explaining it better than even I can find the words sometimes. Welcome, Libby. The only change might be that you are choosing to live in a certain way, rather than feeling obligated. We may move through periods of life in a dazed blur of routine. What seemed like dream career or lifestyle may become somewhat of a prison. We may feel stuck, blocked, or uninspired. We might know deep down that it's time to step into something different, but feel tied to what we have set up for ourselves, perhaps financially or because others depend on us. It may feel like something needs to change externally before you can make the step, but it doesn't usually work that way. As scary as it may seem to get off of a self-perpetuating spiral, we need to initiate our own change. Welcome, JJ. Small changes that don't impinge on your work or family can be enough to tell the universe you are ready for something else. Think about where you might find inspiration, then begin researching and try it out. Try a few new things. This will help shift the direction of your inner being. Before you know it, opportunities will start to open for you. It will then be your choice to follow a new path or to continue as you are. Letting go, trusting, and loving without limitation are also a big part of internal freedom. There are lots of ideas about what freedom can be. Having a framework for what it can be means even more freedom can flourish. Complete freedom can also be overwhelming, confusing, or ungrounding. Structure and security are friends of freedom. They support fun, safety, expansion, sustainability, and exciting possibility. Bring a deeper sense of freedom to a situation. A limitation may be a state of mind. A shift of perspective can help bring sense of lightness and choice. Also, consider what freedom looks like to you in the bigger picture of your life. If you are feeling stifled in an environment, it is up to you to make a change. Add pleasurable moments or practices that cultivate a sense of great freedom in your day-to-day life. If you are currently experiencing greater freedom, you may be feeling unsettled. Consider whether it is the kind you are looking for. If you feel ungrounded and lost, perhaps you could add some structure to your world to optimize your freedom. Again, we've been finding the balance, and it's like we're in that sweet spot right now where we know how much structure we need and how much freedom we need to allow ourselves so we feel free, right? So we are free in this world, so we can do what we want to do, so we can create what it is that we want to create, yet still have that structure enough for our work, for our daily life, but understanding that we have, in that balance, that's kind of where we're doing it, and we're learning how to trust the way it's coming to us. You know, we're listening to our third eye, and this is how we're showing. This one is a lot of Oracle guided action steps for Leo. This one specifically for Leo, but I do paid readings on my website. You can book them there. I'm just setting that up now. By the end of this week, all that will be up there with the better information. I just wanted to make sure I had it set up and the booking system set up before I did it. But if you go to my website, you can see all that stuff. And yes, these are just the cards, and I'm reading these ones because I was called to read them. Sometimes I just intuitively say what it is, but sometimes I'm called to read them because I was struggling trying to explain how the energy feels fast-paced, like everything's coming quickly, but we have this, it's like where it should feel rushed or chaotic, where you feel that fast pace, we're calm. Like, we know that what's coming quickly for us is going to be good, and no matter what it is, we know that we're prepared. So we're sitting in that moment, and we're understanding that in our freedom, we've learned the balance. Like, we know how much structure we need, and we know how much space we need, and we're trusting that no matter what happens, we're going to give ourselves exactly what we need. So as that's coming very, very quickly, and it feels fast, like the energy feels rushed and fast, but we're calm and centered, and we're sitting in our Empress energy is what I feel like. I feel like we're trusting in our own intuition and our own guidance. We're understanding that our people, places, and things are coming because we've been putting in the work. We know what we need to hold on to. We know what we need to let go of. And we're sitting with it. And it's really, we know, like, every time we step forward, we pause, we shed the layer, we recalibrate, and we continue moving. And we know that no matter what, even in our stillness, we're moving because we're going within and we're sorting our own stuff, our own filters, our own layers, our own programming. And we know we have the freedom to do that, and we do exactly what we need. We don't rush the time. We know that it's coming when it's coming. Welcome, Julie and Nada. It was hard. I was finding it a struggle to almost explain it, because explaining that feeling, that rushed feeling, like everything's coming, but there's no fear, there's no anxiety, there's just this settled calm, because we are trusting in the balance that we've already created. We're trusting in our intuition, we're trusting in our guidance, we're trusting in everything that's been coming our way. And that's like our freedom space. And it's really wild. And it's we just know it's coming. Everything's coming in for us. And it's pretty amazing. All right, so we got Furred and Feathered Friends, and this came with it, which is why it's asking me to read it, but it's really cute. Animals are intuitive and sacred beings that walk the earth beside us. They are the wisdom keepers of many earth traditions and some of our most loving companions. They have much to teach us, and yet the way some species are treated is quite unbelievable. As we become more empathic and our sense of compassion expands beyond that of our own family and community sphere, we start to see other beings and the quality of their lives as interconnected and equal. We may be inspired to align our actions with our compassion to minimize the harm we do to the planet and all her inhabitants. As humans, we are evolving and moving to a lighter consciousness. Our bodies may struggle to digest what was once healthy and fortifying. Also, when we are doing the work spiritually, we may feel more sensitive to things that don't fit with our values. When we take on the energy of a product that has suffering imbued on it, no matter how good it tastes or even how organic it is, we may notice a lowering of our vibration as it challenges our spiritual integrity. Hold on. When I finish reading this, I will. That is not to say that there is one way of living and eating that everyone should adopt. This message is about doing the best we can within our circumstances. It is not always possible to access nutritious or locally produced alternatives. However, I believe in God, but that's here nor there. It's what you believe. That's your struggle within you. As consumers, we do have a power to push for change by choosing how and where we spend our money. We have many more options in the West than the previous generations for plant-based alternatives. Furthermore, there is evidence to show that minimizing the intake of animal-based foods helps to address a range of endemic health issues. As the false food pyramids fall away, they reveal themselves as misinformative marketing tools of the meat industry. We can let go of this falsehood and choose nourishment that is sustainable, healthy, and inspiring. Also, be aware of environmental factors such as land clearing and water use. Once you start to scratch the surface, you will discover alarming and eye-opening truths about food production. There's no need to be dogmatic about making a shift, but do what you can. It does make a difference. Bree, welcome. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. And then look at how you choose to nourish your physical body and where your ethics and reasoning surrounding your food choices. Where possible, explore fortifying, filling, and nourishing alternatives. Your body and energy will thank you for it. This card also signifies strong animal energies. This could mean working more closely with animal spirit guide or bringing a four-legged companion into your life. You may have a greater awareness of the wisdom of the animals that you encounter and what their traits or messages mean to you. Hi, Anthony. Welcome. So, understanding that once we figure out the balance and we know that everything, when we sit and we let the information come to us and we trust in what we're being told, okay, you become more connected. And when you become more connected, we feel what the animals are feeling. You ever look at animal and you can know exactly what they're thinking, usually because it's your pet or your neighbor's pet or whatever. But you know exactly what that animal's thinking. Can I let you in? Not right now. I'm not doing that. I'm doing the Leo saying, why do I have to let you in for a minute? Do you have a question or something? What's going on? This is the Leo action steps. So, okay, but we can't, you can just type it. This is not the time for that. I'm sorry. It's definitely not the time for that. We're staying focused and we're not letting distractions, we're focused on doing the things that we need to do. So, you can still type it. What is it that you need to say? Anyways, we're not focusing on distractions. We have to focus on what's coming. That's too many, Spirit. Just give me one angel number. First one. I needed to address a comment. Oh, why? What did they say? I didn't hear it. You're a believer, but you do. Oh, you don't address them. We don't care. We don't feed energy to that. What I need you to understand is people are going to believe whatever they want to believe. And they think I'm fortune telling because I'm speaking things that are guided action steps, literal things. Do I want to give them that attention that does what? That feeds into their own delusion, right? Which means they have their own healing work to do. So I can sit there and bully them and argue and put that time, but they have a choice where they can leave or they can listen and understand that if you read your Bible and if you read all of those things, it's going to talk to you about the same things. These are action steps. These are trusting ourselves, listening, understanding that our greatness is within us first. And if we're not giving compassion to ourselves, we're definitely not giving it to those around us. So when I tell you the rudeness doesn't bother me, it's not going to hurt my feelings. And it only proves my point that much more. Leos are sitting in Empress energy right now. That's what's happening. And we don't deal with drama. We don't deal with their stuff. If you don't like it, don't watch. And if they want to let them comment, because then they're the ones who have to sit with their own selves. And when they speak it into the world, if they're not speaking greatness, the universe is going to teach them how. That's when those nudges come, when we're not doing all the greatest things and those stupid things happen. We stub our toes. We do these weird things happen to us. It's the universe saying, show compassion. You have to show it to yourself first. Now, if somebody's worried about judging another person, that's when you fall into that struggle, right? You're putting yourself back in that box that you already fought your way out of. I know the things that I have to address, but if somebody's saying something like that, that's their opinion. What does it matter? Who cares what their opinion is? I'm not here for their opinion, and if they're not trying to force it, they stop talking because they knew that it doesn't bother me. If it's not going to hurt my feelings, like what? Say it. Say what you need to say. I'm glad you got that out. That's your problem to sit with. I'm even giving you suggestions how to sit with it. So you can either listen, judge it, or move along. That's just it, right? We don't feed into the crap. Look at that. Protection. Ha! Look at 444. Protection. That's for the Leos. We know we're protected. We're not worried. We fear nobody. We've already overcome everything the world could possibly throw at us. Somebody's hurtful words or trying to be hurtful or even just maybe not understanding their words. That's their problem. We know we're protected. We ain't worried. 444. So all my Leos, when you start seeing that number come up, you are protected, you are loved, you are inherently worthy. You've been doing in the work. You're free. You're trusting your guidance. You're sitting in your freedom. You're stepping forward. You're doing better. You're trying to eat healthier. You're trying to focus on all of these things. We're actively putting it to work. We've been doing the work, and now we're doing the actionable steps, which means no matter what, we're winning. Okay, now protection. Transformation, courage, alignment, clarity, purpose, strength, and divine love. If that's what you believe, then that's a you thing. Do some research, honey. I don't argue with that stuff. Believe what you want anything you want. That's for you to believe. And if you want to limit yourself to that and understand that, just understand that you only hinder yourself. And I mean that with every bit of love. Period. Now, prepare for the blessings you've been waiting for. They're on their way. You were born for a higher purpose. Focus your energy on your goals and trust that the universe will align the right people, opportunities, and resources to realize your dreams. When you don't worry what anybody else cares, thinks, or says about you, and you hold yourself accountable always, and you stand in your integrity, in your true north, and you follow your own rules, which, by the way, your rules hold you to a higher account than a basic law, okay? Your true north is what your connection with your guides, with your spirit team, with your God, with the universe. It's that. What do you believe? What does it matter what I believe? We reincarnate. What do you think? How many you think we just die? If that's the case, there'd be no ghost, there'd be no God, there'd be no spirit team. Your own theories don't make sense. That's all I'm trying to say. You don't come back with this knowledge. You don't learn the things you do with only one lesson. Our ancestors are here to teach us. God sent them in, by the way. That must choke people, but it's true. 444, my loves. 2, is that all we're doing for this one for my Leos? Leo's got the affirmations down to a science. I promise that. And it doesn't matter what I believe. You need to understand it's what you believe. Because when you die or when I die, what happens? If we limit ourselves to all these things, then we're hindering our own self, our own learning abilities, our own compassion, our own loving, our own caring capacity. A church doesn't do that. A religion doesn't do that. It separates. When you act accordingly, with integrity, with an open heart, when you listen and you trust, the universe will always guide you. And by the way, the universe is the creator, is source. Okay, so call it whatever you want. Okay, because you cannot tell me God, in that word, God is the only one, or the Christian, or the Catholic, or the whatever. So what about the Native people that celebrated all this, that gave thanks for everything, which you should be giving thanks for everything in this world, right? I mean, it's just common sense. If we're not thankful for it, then we start losing it. And then you learn, the universe will show you exactly why you need to be thankful for it. It just is, right? It's universal law, period. And by the way, the Bible follows universal law. It just breaks it down and limits it into a more compact way. It's not, there's no judgment, okay? I respect all religions. I respect all cultures. That doesn't mean I have to follow them all. That means that we all have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And the whole way that we learn to be our best selves is by getting to know, getting to understand, by listening, communicating, and talking. And when you learn to trust that, I promise you, not only are you protected, your spirit team, God, shows up for you. I don't fall under. I am not in a box. Do you not see that? Why are you allowing yourself to be locked in that box? That's your choice, by the way. I'm not going to tell you what you can or can't believe. You can choose whatever you want, but I don't need to be in a box. I get to be me, in my own authority, in my own divine right. Why? Because my connection with the Most High is the only one that matters. Your connection with the Most High is how you connect. The only difference is knowing how to learn and listen. If you don't know your own voice, how can you listen to what God's saying? How do you know what that voice is, who it is, if you don't know your own voice? This is what I'm trying to teach. And it's okay to disagree. You don't have to agree. But I don't need to box myself into anything that you or anybody else makes a decision that they think I need to be. I love everybody. And I don't believe that because you're believing God that you have to dislike gay people or you have to disagree. Guess what? We all have a masculine and a feminine inside us. We have both, okay? Both energies. So the idea is when we try to balance them like this, we're coming to that point of stillness and trust. Okay, so there's you can't judge someone's masculine, you can't judge someone's feminine, you can't judge their traumas and their tribulations and their trials. It's not our business. That's God's business. That's the universe's business. They handle that. We handle ourselves. We hold our own selves to account. And in turn, the universe shows us. And if it's showing us with love and good things, that's because it's mirroring back to us how we already treat ourselves and treat others by default. And that's it. What does that even mean? So you're a follower. That's your choice. I choose to lead. Okay, and I lead in my own authority because I'm free by the grace of God. Do you understand? He doesn't want followers. He wants you to lead your own life in your own divine authority. Okay, that means how you treat people is how you want to be treated. Those are the same morals, the same abilities. There's no argument there. And if you feel the need to argue, then that's something you have to sit with. I'm not judging what you decide to do. I'm telling you how I live my life. And I'm telling you how I see it. And I'm going to share what I know, what I've learned through my experience that cannot be taken away from me. Right, we just share. Thank you, Lil Neo. Thank you. And it's true. We share what we learn through experience. Okay? Do I know Charlie Kirk? I don't know. He was not my best friend. Do I respect what he did? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyways, the affirmation, I don't want to get any more distracted. The point is, when we show up for ourselves, we don't allow the distractions, but we do make the time for the conversations, because they're not a waste of time. This little sidestep is just to say that how you feel and what you believe isn't wrong. But it's just like when you say, I believe I can't, or I believe I can. Either way is right. Which one do you choose? Right? What do you mean, how do you get to live? I am living right now, every single day. I get to live because I'm breathing, and that was a gift given to me by God. And I get to live in my own divine authority because I listen to the guidance I'm teaching. The clarification of my message. They're oracle cards. They're guided action steps. They're ways to get curious with yourself and listen. Listen to what they're saying. You can worship whoever you want. That's who I worship. But it doesn't mean how you connect to him and how I connect to him is a whole nother thing. Your ancestors, you think they just died and they fall away and they never exist again? They're the ones giving you those nudges. They're the ones teaching you to pay attention and show up so you don't screw up like they did. No, I don't worship cards. You read the Bible? You worship the Bible? Your own arguments make no sense. If it's man-made, it's fallible. I don't care who it is. If it's written by a man, it's fallible. So how you do... Oh, I'm just not wasting my energy anymore. If you think it's witchcraft, you read the Bible. The Bible was written by man, right? So it's not perfect. But you read it and follow it 1,000%. That's what you follow. So that means you're putting that before God. So you can either connect with God and listen and understand what God is teaching you, or you can read a Bible and worship the Bible above him. Do you understand how this doesn't even make sense? Using it as a tool is a whole different thing. Now, a new opening. For my Leos, again, these distractions mean something. So when you watch the replay, go back and read them. These are just some other people that came in. There's a whole group of them that do come in. But I decided to give you a little bit of energy this time around because I'm hoping that you learn the lesson. And if you don't, it's not up to me. I'm still going to keep doing what I'm doing because that's what I'm being obedient to God. When you understand that, you'll learn. If you don't, that's your problem, not mine. I wish you the best either way because that's who I am. Now, a new opening. When one door closes, I am confident another will open. It will be for my betterment. I accept that life brings challenges and acknowledge the opportunity and learning that they present to me. Serenity comes from within. Right? when you find peace in your center, everything you do to step forward is going to be with good intention, with love, with compassion, with joy, which is, by the way, all the things that we're supposed to be doing. It was still written by people. Still written by people. Which means it's man-made. You want to know what the stories are? Talk to God. How do you do that? You pray, you talk, then you listen. You sit with it and listen to what God is sending you. Duh. All right. Unconditional love. My heart is free from resentment towards others. Even the ones that don't understand, it's okay, because you will. And if it takes you longer, that's you. I've done all of that questioning and misunderstanding and not understanding and listening to somebody else. Who cares? You're Jesus' disciple right now. Whether you're a good one or bad one is still yet to be seen, but were you there? Did you see it? Come on now. Yeah, God said He mailed them to me. You're right. All right, so I can't. Your arguments are. I don't even want to say narcissistic. It's actually not narcissistic, but it kind of is. Y'all, like, if you keep your mind in that kind of corner like that, that's your choice. It's your choice. I don't want you to feel like you can believe whatever you want. But if that's what you feel, then why are you still here? Go where you feel that is right. Am I telling somebody not to pray to God? Am I telling them? No. I'm telling them, instead of trusting all of the things, which, by the way, they're tools. So I'm not saying don't read the Bible. I'm not saying don't do that. Trust your connection with Source. Yours. Not mine. Not the neighbors. Not your buddies. Trust your connection with Source. And how are you going to know what it is? If you don't even know your own voice. You don't even make sense in your own sentences. So how do you know your own voice? This is my connection right here. What's going on? You see it. And if you can't understand what it is, then you need to go figure it out for yourself. Don't worry about what my connection is. Worry about your own. My connection is what I do every single day. Your connection is how... What do you mean, what is it called? Showing up and loving myself. Understanding myself. Healing my traumas. Just like it is for you. Call it whatever you want to call it. Because if it's the word that's putting you in something, that's your own struggle, your own issue. And I choose to sit in unconditional love. Period. My heart is free from resentment towards others. I open the eyes of my heart and discover the light and beauty in every being. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt in people. I see the pure child in everyone, and I practice forgiveness. It's not my business what you think. It's not my business to argue with it. And I don't know what you're writing, but it's nothing you can do is going to hurt me. Do you understand what protection means? Do you understand? I don't care who you are, where you come from, what you believe, how many times you pray for whatever it is you're praying for. By the way, if you're praying for anything negative for anybody, that's bad. That's very bad. Doesn't matter which verse it is. Is it the Bible? So you're projecting the Bible over God. Ask God what verse it is. Ask God. And again, freedom. Do you see what that means? I realize my wounds create doubt, resentment, and guilt. So I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, find peace in my heart, and discover the being of light within me. You can't hear God. You can't read God and even understand and translate the words that you're reading in the Bible if you can't understand what your own mind is trying to say. So until you know what your own mind and heart are trying to say, how are you going to understand? And we can manipulate words all we want to try to get the end result that we want. But when you manipulate it and you don't trust that the words are, and you don't come at it from a moral code, a code of ethics, a code of compassion, love, and connection with your spirit team, with your God, with your angels, with your ancestors, if you don't do that, you miss out on all the goodness, on all of it. I refine my character and overcome difficulties by remaining positive. I calm my heart and illuminate my intellect to transform shadow into light. I consciously manifest goodness in and around me. I improve my qualities for the benefit of all. That's it's not a Bible verse. Does it say it's in the Bible? I didn't never once said it was a Bible verse. Never once. Those are your words. And that's your own issue, not mine. Sorry, honey. We don't come here for Bible wars. I come here to talk about my story to help others with grounded action steps. You choose it or you don't. Either way, you're not going to hinder me. I know I'm protected. I know my connection. I know my actions every single day. I claim my desires, I hold great visions, and I am ready to receive. Everything I do is with integrity, with heart, with love, and with compassion for myself first, and in turn, everyone else. So I don't have to fear anything or anyone. Your opinion, your rules, your this. I follow universal law. I don't have to follow any other law but that. What you choose to follow is your own divine right. Compassion is my compass. Amen. Thank you for confirmation, Spirit. I am willing to hold space for the experience of others. It's not up to me what you believe. You ain't going to convince me any different than what I already have learned through experience, through winning, through losing, from being kicked while I was down, from losing everything to have to rebuild, to trust the guidance. I didn't say that. I didn't say I don't read the Bible. What I said was that was not read from the Bible. There's a very big difference. And it's not your business what I read or don't read. Do you read the Bible? Because if you did, you wouldn't behave like you're doing right now. That's for sure. Because that's not how people behave. But you can continue because it's not my problem. My protection stands no matter what you do. Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I'm not afraid to shine. That's kind of an affirmation. I don't care what you're writing. Do you think that you can't hurt me? You can't hinder me. I'm not doing it. I'm doing God's work. And when you understand that, it will be better for you. Whatever you're writing in whatever language that is, doesn't matter. God loves me regardless. God loves you regardless, even when you misbehave. That doesn't mean he's not going to tap that ass and say, hey, get back to love, because that's what happens. And until you've lost everything and had to rebuild, oh yeah. Listen, don't tell me what God's work is. Take it up with God. That's your problem, not mine. I celebrate all the greatness in my life. All of it. I do. I will. I'm always going to continue to do what I do. Do you understand what protection means? We're all protected when we stand and walk in integrity and compassion. Period. It's our divine right. By the way, it's in the Bible. Go look it up. I honor my self-worth by asking for what I want. Leos, yes, these distractions and sometimes these little, I don't even want to say arguments, these disagreements, are because what's happening, the reason they're still staying here to try to argue, you see how they're asking questions? Because it doesn't matter. At least one point, something small, we're just planting seeds. And when that small thing hits and they start checking in and they start asking themselves, they have to check in with themselves because it's the only way they're going to hear God. If you're just following a Bible, then you're putting the Bible over God itself. So exactly. That's what we've been doing. I'm doing the same job as you. So why would you want to hinder me in my job or judge me for it? Do we judge what you're doing? No. Do we come to you and mess with you? No. Do you understand what you're doing by checking in with yourself? Because if you're behaving appropriately, God will let you know. You will be just as protected as me. So stand firm in what you believe. But when you go and attack someone else for what they believe, that's when God starts to go, So it's your choice to do what you want. But either way, I'm going to stand in my knowing. In my absolute. You know why? Because I am who I am, and I got to where I am, and all of the things I've survived because of the protection, and because God knew that my story means that there's not just one way. It's all about showing up and understanding your individual way. Not what a book says to you, not what his opinion says, not what my opinion says. Your connection to God. Now, all right, so all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. You can pray all you want. You know when you pray, you're just trying to send negative energy, especially the way what you're doing right now. It's called passing judgment on somebody. And when you believe that you're God and you force judgment on somebody or try to enforce it, I'm sorry for you. It's going to hinder you, not me. And you'll see it in your own right. That's how it works. So you can keep commenting and you can get my live out there and just get me in front of more people, because that's what you're doing. So you can keep saying whatever you want. But you know what you need to understand is when you pass judgment on somebody, you're not God. And who does it say in the Bible has the only right to judge? Read your own Bible. Read your own Bible. It's not your business. My life is not your business. But if you're reading your own Bible, it says don't judge. You don't have the right to judge. So look what you're doing. Welcome, Jesse. If you're coming to join the bullies, I just really am sad for you right now, because you know that those kind of things cause karma. So when those things start hindering your life because you choose to judge people instead of listening to the goodness of God and listening to the kindness and compassion and your very own connection with God, you hinder yourself. And I actually feel really sad for you. But I'm done my reading, and I did give you a little bit of time, and I answered you in hopes that you'll learn to start checking in with yourself. But you know what? It's not for me to give you information. It's for you to decide whether you want to receive it or not. But what I can tell you is when you behave like this, the only person you hinder is yourself. So I feel really sorry for you, and I will pray for you. Gervine, welcome. It's the end of this live, the last affirmation. Just remember, your third eye chakra, your heart, your throat is for speaking your truth. This is for listening to the truth, and this is for understanding the difference, right? This is how we become aligned. Oh, the Lord, you can pray for that all you want. That's good, because that's who's been walking behind me my whole life. I could tell you stories that make your head collapse, and I'm still here to this day, and I'm still loving and kind because my actions stand out every day. So I appreciate that. Thank you for actually praying something nice over me. That's wonderful. And hopefully it gets rid of all the nastiness that you already have said. But that's you. Either way, I'm done my live for today. If you want to come back and pray for me again tomorrow, please do. Please do. You can pray for me as long as you're praying greatness into my life, into your life, into others' lives. I don't care what you pray. All right? Remember, when you speak the truth, you stand in your own divine authority, and you trust your life, you are protected. And my Leo's babies, you are protected. Stand in your truth, stand in your power, and don't let anybody shake you. You know what you know. Guys never stopped. Why would they come into my dreams to help me? Why are you wishing to somebody to come into my dreams? I think that you're starting to get into witchcraft there. You better slow it down. Slow it down. Read your own Bible and learn your lessons. I love you guys. My Leos, these distractions are just more clarification. You know what you know. You've been doing the work. Trust in it. I love you guys, and I really hope you guys have a great day. And I like the team up, too. Bullies only come out in teams because one-on-one can't have conversations. I'm glad you love me. Have fun. God does, too.